You've got Catwoman, you've got Supergirl, you've got Wonder Woman, you've got nurses. Nurses are the real superheroes. So those of you that know my story know that I have spent, unfortunately, a lot of time in hospitals over the years. Now I know there's people who have spent a lot more time in hospitals than I have, but they would probably say the exact same thing. The nurses are the real superheroes in today's world. I always had a respect for nurses, always. Growing up, I knew some nurses, my parents knew some nurses, and I always found them to be very kind, hardworking people. And when I was a young boy, of course, I'd go to my regular checkups with my doctor. Didn't have a lot of run-ins with nurses. The doctor, you went and checked with the doctor fixed you up, you went home. Today it's a little bit different than that. There's a lot of people who don't even have a family doctor. It's unfortunate. However, I don't say I was a typical boy. I was a typical, I got hurt a lot. So I was at the doctor's office quite a bit. Cracked my skull open a few times, a broken leg, had my finger almost sliced off, had lots of stuff, just stuff. And so I spent a lot of time in the doctor's office and in the hospitals. Fast forward to being an adult. When my brother died in the motorcycle accident, it was the nurses who were there to help us get through that, to console us, to say the nice words, the comforting words. They were there just to ease the pain a little bit. When Monique and I went to the IWK to give birth to our first daughter, you know, when you're pregnant for the first time and you are about to give birth to your first child and you don't know what to expect, the nurses made all the difference in the world. The nurses kept us informed, kept me in the loop, which I thought was absolutely fantastic because they really didn't have to, but they knew that I was hurting too and that I was a part of this, but they really, really took care of Monique. And they made an excruciatingly painful event. Our little girl lived for 2 hours. They made that event, you know, in hindsight, they made it almost amazing. It was amazing. As painful as it was, the thing that I remember most about that whole entire experience was the nurses. The nurses were there for us every step of the way. They helped us endure the pain and guided us through the fire and helped us get out on the other end really better people. Nurses are special. They see the worst of humanity. They see things that we will never ever even come close, hopefully, to experience in our life. They see things every single day. A lot of them deal with death on a regular basis. They deal with patients who are sometimes angry and frustrated. They deal with families who are often angry and frustrated and take their anger out and fear out on the nurses. They deal with doctors who can be, at the best of times, a little hard to deal with. They deal with politics. They deal with bureaucracy. They deal with a lot of stuff, and they keep getting up and going in for more. Nurses help us. They help our loved ones. They help our children. They help our elderly. They help heal us in times of pain. They're there for us emotionally. They're there for us physically. They are the superheroes in today's world. The nurses have asked us to do one thing for them. And it's our time It's our turn to help them. If you have a child, what would you do if that child was sick? It'd probably be a nurse that was taking care of them. If you have an elderly one, a sibling, a grandparent, a parent who's elderly, and they got sick, it's probably a nurse that's going to help them get through it. The nurses have asked us to step up. The nurses have asked us to help them, to protect them, to keep them healthy. And they're asking us to do one thing: stay home. Let's step up for the nurses. Let's do the right thing for a group of people who get up and are on the front lines every single day. They're on the front lines of this coronavirus right now. The nurses take abuse. They risk their health. Some of them risk their lives for us, for our children, for our loved ones. Right now it's our turn to protect them. Stay home. Stop spreading the virus. Let's step up for these modern day superheroes. Let's step up for the nurses and do the right thing. Nurses are superheroes. We right now are the kryptonite. We're not helping. We're not doing the right things. We need to do the right thing, and that is stay home and stop spreading the virus. Only go out for essentials. Only go out for an emergency, and then get back home. If you're going to get groceries, get one person in your family to go. Get in, get out. Social distance. Isolate. Social distance doesn't mean hanging out, having a party, gathering together, a couple of feet apart. That's not what it means. Stay home. Let's stop this. Let's protect our nurses. That's all they ask, guys. These men and women are incredible. And like I say, they're risking their lives for us. The least we can do is stay home. Take care, guys.